Yo, what's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? How is everybody doing? Quite the interesting day today, huh? Quite the interesting day today, I'll tell you that much. All right. Yeah, that's right. They got a 50% off Descent Wallets. Join the 220,000 DAG airdrop event. Boom, there you go. What's going on, guys? We got a super chat here. Your boy, first super chat again. For the second time today. My guy, my dude, on the ball. Uh, could today be the start of the dump we need so that we can get to our pump? Well, I mean, let's go have a look over at Bitcoin. It is certainly possible. I mean, look, it's funny, we had a completely bearish encompassing candle here, but we've started working our way back up again. We're back to 83.4. But for all we know, by the time this daily candle closes, this could be dropped way down here. We could drop all the way down to 80,000. Could be testing that $80,000 range by the time this candle closes tomorrow. But to answer your question, yes, I do believe we are getting ready to head our way down. This, like, look how high we got today, guys. 88,500, and then all the way back down, man. 88, from 88 all the way back down to 82.5. That's crazy, right? That's a crazy candle. That is from the top. How far did we move down from the top? From the top to the bottom. That's a 6.8% move down on Bitcoin. That's big. That's big for Bitcoin. Pretty crazy. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. Like I said, like I talked earlier today, guys, I'm calling for 69 to 74, but we don't necessarily absolutely have to come down that low, right? We could come down. Here's like around that 78.6 level. If we double bottom here, that's a significant level. But what I would say is, I mean, we could sweep the lows down at 76, 77, like we did right here, 76,600. We could do that, right here. That, if we're lucky, that might be enough right there, right? Who knows? Who knows? So, but either way, the bottom line is this: we are going down. But the bullish part of that is, for those who don't like to hear that, one, we're not going to be down for long. And two, what comes after going down is, over the next few months, all-time highs, right? So you got to take the crookeds with the straights, man, right? Got to take the downs with the ups. But Bitcoin's trying to make a move here right now, 83,525. It's pushing its way up right now. Very interesting. Very interesting day. I think that, honestly, guys, this dump here, like this candle going all the way down and closing there, I don't personally think that had anything to do with the tariffs at all. I think that people were expecting a big announcement or something bullish out of Trump today, and it was kind of a nothing burger. So I think that's why we had that sell-off, right? I don't think it was anything, super terrible, or, with the tariffs or anything like that. I think just people were expecting something good, and we didn't really get anything, right? It was pretty much a nothing burger, right? But I did notice that Canada and Mexico were left off the list. Seems like they must have come to terms there. So that's bullish. That's bullish. Devin, thanks for everything. Devin, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you and everything you do, man. Thank you so much. Support for the channel, guys, always means everything, especially, like I said before, especially when it's red, when it's down, when it's not interesting or fascinating, and you guys show up and support the channel. That's when it means the most, right? So, Otaku, my guy, let it all burn. Some men just want to see the world burn, right, brother? Allison, green tea, what's going on? Don't forget to follow Rob on X for more crypto updates. Yes, absolutely, guys. Listen, I share all kinds of updates over on X, guys. If you're not following me there, I do videos that are exclusive for X as well, all kinds of things. So you're probably, if you're not following me on X, you're probably missing quite a bit of content that I put out. So this is my X account right here on your screen. Follow me over there, guys, for the latest and greatest. Funky, what's up, buddy? Anyone out there? Nice. What's this? Jordan, what's good, Rob? Catching you over X tonight. Nice. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for supporting me on X as well, man. That is absolutely amazing. Isaac, my dude, my guy. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. WF Capital in the house. What's up, man? Jared, good evening. Working and listening. That's what I like to hear, man. Jake the Snake in the house. Roberto, I was getting worried when the markets pumped this morning. I thought I might have missed the boat. Yep. Fear of missing out, brother. Fear of missing out. Volks. I keep trying to press the sell button, but for some reason, my thumb only sees buy. There you go. Yep. Quentin, what's up, buddy? I'm doing good. I was a little bit groggy, so I went for a little bit of a walk. It's kind of snowy outside. We get that like heavy snow that melts right away. So I was checking the hockey score. I went for a little bit of a walk for 10 minutes before going live. It gives me a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of energy, so I can keep up with you guys, right? Crypto money, let's get this money, baby. Absolutely. GN, what's going on? Don't worry. Just don't sell crypto, because if you sell, you're going to lose money. Exactly. Be patient. Your boy, yo, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. J Money in the house. We got Bulbasaur. Gotta love that dip. I took advantage thanks to Rob's advice. How about you? Yeah, exactly. A lot of people took my advice and they made off like bandits. I did some DCAing earlier. So how many, let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat. How many of you guys, when we had the flash crash down, if you can call it a flash crash, how many of you took advantage of it this afternoon and scooped up some altcoins? Because I sure as heck did, right? I scooped up like 5 or 6 or something. So yeah, absolutely. If you're over on the Patreon, you know what I've been scooping up. So more of the same. Funky missed Jasmine under 1 cent earlier. If it dips back, I am ready. Nice. Isaac, my dude. Hey, thank you so much, brother. See what I mean, guys? The support, when the market is not interesting and not pumping and stuff, the fact that you guys are there supporting me like that, thank you guys, honestly, in the fields. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really, really do. I wish I was better at expressing that appreciation. I got to get like a super chat, like alarm that goes off or something. I don't know, with a funky ass bass line. Gain. Trump dump again. Everything the man speaks, market crush. Like I said, I agree, but I don't think that the dump was because of the tariffs or because of him. I think people were expecting something big today and they didn't get anything. It was just kind of nothing, right? So I think that's why we saw a bit of a sell-off. Guys, as always, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. And as always, guys, it is absolutely free. I don't know if you know this or not, but there is a special deal on YouTube right now, right? And if you hit the like button, you're allowed to subscribe to the channel for absolutely free. No kidding. No kidding at all, guys. 100%. Check it out. Funky. He said the markets will be stronger than the first term, but we may not see it in the price. That doesn't make any sense. What was that from? Anchorman? It's 60% of the time. It works every time. Absolutely. Funky. Lots of podcasts saying Canada carved the tariffs. going bye-bye. Caved, yeah. What's the story on your side of the aisle? Yeah, as far as I know, Canada and Mexico were both left off of the tariff list. So there were no reciprocal tariffs placed on Canada or Mexico. So that means that the Canadian tariffs and the Mexican tariffs were lifted. So I guess they came to agreements between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. So absolutely, that's what we want to see, guys. That's what we want to see, right? We all win when they come to agreements like that. So so yeah, very, very bullish. There were no reciprocal tariffs on Canada or Mexico. Nick, thank you so much, man. Listen, Nick, you are absolutely appreciated, brother. I got to get like a super chat song like that. That is absolutely amazing, man. Thank you so much. My wife's getting mad at me because I keep calling her a weirdo and always say super fantastic. You suck at it. You can just record me saying it. Play it. Super fantastic. Do it. That's awesome, buddy. Oh man. Triple J says, don't walk past the like button, hit it, and take a seat. There's a lot of seats in the front of the class. One love. Absolutely, brother. Liquidity, let's go, Rob. We're getting that dip, watching to put some more dry powder. I'm kind of hoping we see more downside tonight, though, because I want to buy more, right? I want to buy more. So, yeah. Trust the silence. I would agree to that. I'm just checking the score here. I think, did we just score? I think my Leafs just scored. Very important game for the Atlantic Division title, guys. A lot of caving, settling, but also other tariffs. I believe Senate blocks his tariffs to Canada as well. Yeah, I don't know how any of that works, but like I said, there were none on Canada and Mexico, and if they hadn't come to an agreement, he would have put them. So I would say at this point, they've probably come to an agreement there. So, like, don't be surprised to see an announcement tomorrow or something like that they've come to agreements with Canada and Mexico, and then maybe the market responds in a positive way because of it. That's possible. That is possible. We could see a pump tomorrow if we get that kind of an announcement, right? So keep your ear to the ground for that. Mario, good evening, Rob and friends. Let's DCA and grab this bull by the horns. There you go, man. Mr. T only. Try not to let his name slip. YouTube's, yes, exactly. Yeah, I've been messing up a lot. I'm trying to not say his name because of the algorithm, but your boy. I'm so tired of winning that I've won. I've won out of dry powder. I won my way out of dry powder. That's awesome. There she is, Gamma Goddess, just trying to keep a positive outlook on the market, having patience of buying the dips when I have dry powder in the next few months. I know one of our bags will, oh geez, more than one. Otaku, don't forget, we have some light today. Arizona passed the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve first state. There it is. The stock market didn't do too bad today. Did the S&P 500 do okay? What's the S&P looking like? S&P 500. Where you at? I still dumped. S&P still dumped. It dumped. It dumped about 3%, but then recovered. So it's now only down about 2.21%. That's not bad. It's not bad. Paul, my guy, my dude, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Crypto nerd, the futures are in. How to see what they do have to see what they do tomorrow when the market's open. Yes, I agree. Should be interesting. One of Rob's weirdos checking in. There we go, Shannon. There we go. Heinz. Hey, Rob. Hope you're having a great week. So far, so good, brother. So far, so good. I've been I think I'm getting sick, though. I think I'm getting sick. I've been really drained and not feeling great. Been stuffy. So, yeah, the next couple days, I might be coming down with a cold or something. Beebs, my dude. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Squirtle in the house. We got Bulbasaur. We got Squirtle. We need Pikachu. We need Charmander. Let's get this going. Mr. T brought the volatility today. Yeah, hey, you know what? A lot of people might be upset with him, but he provided me with a DCA opportunity today. So, yo, Jovan, what's up, man? Right on time. Jazzy, is Onyx out of the game? Hell no. Hell no. Easy. I'm weird, you're weird, we're all weird. When China wakes up, we may get the huge dump, but bouncing up, I don't know how fast. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? China might dump it, then maybe the West buys the dip, right? Who knows? Who knows? Let's get some bubbles on the screen. Boom. How much is the Patreon? Depends where you live. I think it's like $20 American. But I mean, listen, the money that people are making, on the trades that we're doing, getting in early on these picks, like, man, just some of the gems we're dropping. My goodness, just I'll put it this way for you. Just the other month, we helped 28 people over on the Patreon hit seven-figure portfolios. Seven-figure portfolios. They were paying at the time like $15 a month for the Patreon. So they paid $15 a month and hit seven-figure portfolios. Sounds worth it to me. I don't know. Right? Dana, good evening. Ramona, weirdos, not feardos. Good evening, Rob and fellow crypto weirdos. Happy hump day. Are we there yet? Oh, you sound like my... I actually, on next Wednesday, I have a road trip to a place that's about an hour outside the city, right? And because it's we're doing an interview at a Christian school, at a private school for my son, but it's an hour outside the city, so we may have to move outside out there, right? But yeah, that's going to be fun because my son the whole time is going to be saying, "Are we there yet?" for like an hour and 20 minutes or however long the drive is there and back. So, which, by the way, guys, quick heads up: next Wednesday, I won't be doing a live stream in the afternoon. I'll be driving out there. So, Rob, would love to know what you see in the charts that says the next couple months are up. Well, I mean, if you're over on the Patreon, you would know that we've been tracking the M2 money supply on the 107 and 108 day differential. So, but if you want to stay up to date on a daily basis on how we're tracking everything, I would highly recommend getting over there so you can keep pace with what we're tracking. Earth Prospect, what's up, man? Rod, what's up, buddy? Game, do you think the tariffs will take a long time before they settle? Well, I mean, they were saying on Squawk Box, I think yesterday, that it could take up to a couple of weeks for some of the other countries to respond, right? So, I mean, a lot of it depends. Tomorrow, we could see responses from the Asian markets. We could see responses from China and stuff like that, right? Or the EU. So, I mean, a lot of that's going to depend, right, on the reaction. The markets are going to depend on the reaction now, right, which could drive us down further. If China and the EU and all these other countries respond with more tariffs or whatever, they just keep escalating the situation, then we could see more red, right? So do you see what I mean, guys? How macroeconomic factors can play such a big impact on the market that just relying on charts doesn't solve the problem, doesn't give you a full picture. You have to be able to follow the charts, but you also have to be on top of all the macroeconomic news updates. Tomorrow could be one of two. We could have massive volatility in either direction, right? If we see reciprocation or retaliation from these other countries, like I said, China, the EU and stuff like that, market's probably going to dump violently. But if we don't, and then we do see an announcement that Canada, Mexico, and the US have come to an agreement, that's why there's no new tariffs on the US and Canada, well, then you could see the market freaking boom to the upside, right? You see what I mean? How, and the charts would play no part in that whatsoever, right? Now, I'm not saying you should, what I'm saying is you should be well-rounded. You should be able to read charts, but you should also take into consideration the macroeconomic situations and how things could be. So for me personally, I look at a day like tomorrow and I say, there's no way in hell I would be using leverage trading tomorrow, because it's going to, it could go one of two ways. And anyone who tells you they know which way it's going, they're full of it, right? Appreciate your knowledge and research, Rob. It's a blessing, brother. Hey, absolutely, man. Thank you for being here. That in itself is a blessing. Gain, or do you think the tariffs are done in the market? No, I think it's still going to play out for a few weeks. It's been a while. What do you think about Spell Token? It has been a while since I was asked that, actually. Let's go have a look at Spell Token. For fun. It's for fun. Spell Token. I hooked up my third monitor, so I've got like way up here, I've got all the bubbles and stuff on a third screen vertically over there. Further away. Where's Spell Token? Let's find Spell Token. There it is. It's down. It actually didn't take much of a hit today. I still wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Babes, I have to admit, I'm still buying. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You guys probably hear in the background my buy orders are filling. Leo, what's up, buddy? Happy Wednesday. Buy the dip. More. Thank you. Hey, absolutely, man. Oh, my Leafs are up 3-1 now. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, Jared, aping tonight, too. Nice. Loaded up more bags. There you go. Carlos, I'm going to be out of the country in June. Hopefully I don't miss on taking profits. Well, bring your phone with you, brother. All right. So I'm going to get into some of the news now, guys, because there's still a lot of chat here. So I'm going to get into the news. If you want to get my attention, fire your question, comment, or whatever over in a super chat, and I'll jump to it. But we've already been going for 40 minutes, and I haven't even started the news yet. So I'm going to get into that. All right, so what do we have? Let's get into this first. Oh. All right, so what do we have on Squawk Box? Former U.S. Trade Rep Ron Kirk on Trump's tariffs. We've decided to start a trade war with the world.
Trump's tariff announcement coming later today, but the details are still unclear. Plans could include reciprocal tariffs on individual countries, across-the-board tariffs, or something else. Joining us right now is former U.S. Trade Representative Ambassador Ron Kirk. And Ambassador, do you know anything more than we do at this point?
Becky, I do not, except for the fact that since the president has scheduled this for a full Rose Garden ceremony, I don't think that we should expect this to be some moderation of the president's very consistent stated belief that tariffs are going to help him restore manufacturing to the U.S. economy, which sadly is not good news for American businesses, and even worse news for American families, because they're going to bear the brunt of these taxes.
We are kind of on the working assumption that what we heard yesterday, at least reported in some areas, was that 20% across the board tariffs was being considered. What would that mean in your estimation, just in terms of what it means for our economy, what it means for the global economy?
Well, I'm not an economist, but I don't think you can find any economist, anyone who studies the market that hadn't been fairly consistent, that they think at a minimum this will stall economic growth, probably lead to higher inflation. I'm not steeped enough in economics to forecast whether or not it would lead to a recession. But what I do know, it's going to make it more expensive for every family in America to put food on the table. For those families that might be in that situation, they've held on to their car too long and need another car, it's going to cost them 20% more. I mean, this is fairly simple math, and notwithstanding what the administration says, this is a tax that's going to be borne by importers, and in many cases where it involves consumer goods, passed directly on to consumers. I don't know that many businesses outside of the sort of high-tech sector that can take a 20% hit to their income. They don't have that kind of coverage, and so this is not going to be a good thing. And the other part of it, Becky, is because for some reason I just can't get my arms around. We've decided to start a trade war with the world. I mean, this is like America against the world, and these other countries are going to retaliate. And for the life of me, I don't understand why this administration doesn't embrace the reality. We sell a lot of things to the world. Made in America is still one of the most treasured brands in the world. We're just making that more expensive. And in some cases, particularly for our farmers, it's going to cause them to be shut out of other markets that they desperately need.
If you consider this a negotiation tactic, it might be fairly effective. Israel eliminated all tariffs on the United States on the eve of this announcement, trying to make sure that they are not going to be hit with reciprocal tariffs. If it works in that manner, if this is a way to reopen some trade negotiations that we have for existing trade agreements with Canada and Mexico, if other countries move to say we're going to remove our tariffs that we're placing on your goods, is that an effective and good way to go about doing things if you get a better bargain for Americans that way around?
You know, if it worked that way, Becky, but Israel, for example, as well as Mexico and Canada, are 2 of the 20 countries that we have trade agreements with. In fact, Israel, if I recall from my time as U.S. trade rep, was one of our very first. And in most of those countries, after 10 years, all of the tariffs have gone away anyway. So what really doesn't make sense, why are we picking a fight with countries in which effectively goods move freely between both countries at 0 tariff rate? So, I mean, that may sound good to the American consumer, but you're taking something you were paying no taxes on already and saying, well, we'll put on 20%, and maybe for a handful of items, that country comes back and says we won't do anything. And as it's being applied, I just don't find that argument very persuasive.
There are a lot of inconsistencies. If you want permanent tariffs that are going to raise money that you can use to offset other tax breaks that you offer, then that sounds like it's going to be a permanent thing. If it's a negotiation, that would not be the case. You would expect that those tariffs would come down and the revenue resulting from them would also drop. But if you talk to Republicans who consider themselves to be free traders, we had Congressman French Hill on yesterday, former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, they would say that under the best case scenario, you're looking at this as a way to reopen the USMCA negotiations with Canada and Mexico a year early. Is that something that you would think could be productive?
I think my friend French Hill is a very good friend and a dear friend. It is painful to watch my Republican friends stumble over themselves to try to keep finding ways to avoid the reality that in this case, the emperor has no clothes. This does not make economic sense, not for American businesses and manufacturers, not for American farmers. The reality is the U.S. Mexico-Canada agreement comes up for its 10-year renewal next year. So those negotiations had already begun. And this does nothing, I think, to do anything but antagonize two of our closest neighbors, allies, friends, two of our best trading partners. And so you don't need.
I've always found it fascinating how, now, you always have to understand, guys, when we're watching, whether it's, Democrats or Republicans or whatever side of the aisle that people are talking on, a lot of people lose sight of the fact that every single person on television, in the news, whatever, who's giving opinions on this stuff, including myself, right? None of us know all ends of the situation at the end of the day, right? I don't understand every detail of everything that's going on, Mr. T's reasons behind what he's doing and stuff. So a lot of times it's really unfair to, attack someone on what they're doing if you don't even know all ends of the situation. Does that make sense, guys? But that's what we do in media. That's what people do in media, right? Whether it's pro or against, no one knows every aspect of the situation and why it's happening except for the administration itself, right? So for that, take it with a grain of salt, whatever. Just my 2 cents on it. This guy here, though, he doesn't seem to know his ass from his elbows. So just putting that out there. All right. What else do we have? 70% chance crypto market will bottom before June as trade fears weigh on investor sentiment. The cryptocurrency market could hit its lowest point within the next 2 months, with a 70% chance of this happening before June, according to an Aruli Barthier, principal research analyst at Nissan. The timing depends heavily on the outcome of the ongoing global tariff negotiations, particularly the reciprocal import tariffs announced by Mr. T. These tariffs, intended to reduce the country's trade deficit and boost manufacturing, are creating uncertainty across financial markets. Mr. T unveiled these measures on April 2nd, aiming to address the $1.2 trillion trade gap. The global markets have already shown volatility in response to previous tariff announcements, and experts are watching closely for the impact of this decision. He emphasizes that the mood of the ongoing trade discussions will play a crucial role in determining when the crypto market finds its bottom. Nissan's research estimates a 70% chance that crypto prices will reach their lowest point between now and June, which is what I've been saying. We're going for that next leg down. But people tend to get mad at me for saying it. Bitcoin and Ethereum are both currently trading at 15 to 20% below their highs for the year, respectively, as both digital and traditional markets remain stagnant. Investors are being cautious. Bitcoin has been consolidating between 82,000 and 85,000, showing limited movement after a period of recalibration during the first quarter. Traders are looking for a breakout above 84.5, which could signal more positive momentum. Support for Bitcoin is seen at 82,000, while some analysts are eyeing a potential rise to 86.5 or even 90,000 if sentiment shifts positively. Despite the market cautiousness, the Fear and Greed Index remains above the extreme fear mark for the third consecutive session. This suggests that while there is some improvement in sentiment, investors are still hesitant to take a large position in an uncertain environment. As a result, many are choosing to adopt a wait-and-see approach, holding off on significant investments until the outlook becomes clearer. The volatility in both traditional markets and cryptocurrency highlights how intertwined they have become in the face of global economic uncertainty. As the U.S. continues its tariff negotiations, investors are hoping for a resolution that will provide clarity for the markets. He believes that once the hardest part of these talks is over, the crypto market could finally see a clearer path to recovery, signaling a potential bottom for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Key takeaway is that trade tensions are continuing to shape investor sentiment, and the outcome of these negotiations will likely be pivotal to determining the direction of the crypto market in the coming months. Like I've been saying, guys, it's a wait and see. There are no certainties. Got to remember that. All right, interesting story here for you HBAR fans out there. HBAR Foundation aims to acquire TikTok. The HBAR Foundation is taking a significant step to acquire TikTok in a collaboration with Tim Stokely, the founder of OnlyFans. This initiative intends to reshape TikTok's operational models and enhance benefits for content creators directly. Last week, Stokely and HBAR Foundation submitted their proposal to the White House, facilitated by a new crowdfunding venture named Zoop. The initiative proposes a distinctive model that prioritizes the creators and their communities, rather than merely changing ownership of the platform. The framework of the proposal aims to ensure that the value generated within the platform is directed back to the content creators. This will involve a thorough assessment of factors that influence various strategies and the relationship between the community and the company. Experts believe that this innovative approach could significantly impact TikTok's existing dynamics. Fostering a more creator-oriented environment, the HBAR Foundation, established in 2018, is known for its Hedera smart contract platform, which operates on a proof-of-stake mechanism and has established a solid presence in the financial markets. Additionally, reports indicate that Amazon is vying for TikTok, further intensifying the competition. This rivalry showcases diverse strategies among investors, players aiming to influence the platform's future direction. While TikTok's extensive user base and productive content ecosystem draws considerable interest, the proposal emerges from various sectors, presents numerous alternatives for the platform's trajectory. So, HBAR throwing their hat in the ring to own TikTok. Very, very interesting. Now, guys, if you are an Onyx Coin XCN fan, this is going to rattle your cage a little bit. Look who's back at it again. Justin Sun making allegations to another company just a couple of months after doing it to XCN. He's doing the guys. If you don't know what happened, so if you're not an Onyx Coin holder, I believe it was back around December, maybe beginning of January, Justin Sun decided, because of the price action of Onyx Coin, to start making allegations against the company. And what ended up happening was he ended up negotiating his way into being partial owner of, and getting a whole bunch of, like, I don't know, like 1 billion tokens or something like that. And so he made money in an agreement with them, and then he rescinded his accusations publicly, right? So this is his new strategy. He looks at companies that have potential, and then he starts pointing fingers, making allegations to them, and then talks to them to get them to pay him to shut up, right? This greaseball needs to get kicked out of crypto. Like, why do we allow people like this guy to be influential in the crypto space? Nothing he says should matter. He's a criminal, right? So, First Digital denies Justin Sun's claims and eyes legal action. Good. I hope they sue him, and I hope they win. First Digital Trust, the issuer behind the FUSD stablecoin, has pushed back against recent statements made by crypto entrepreneur Justin Sun. According to the firm, Sun's accusations are entirely false and lack any basis. The company has labeled the remarks as defamatory campaign intended to damage the reputation of the crypto industry. This comes at a time when the stable coins like FDUSD are gaining traction in the market. Oh, what a coincidence. So they're gaining traction, just like Onyx coin was gaining traction. Enter Justin Sun with an accusation, right? Anybody else notice a pattern here? Who is known for his involvement with Tron blockchain and other crypto ventures. Made public claims regarding the stability of and backing of FDUSD. However, First Digital Trust has firmly denied all allegations, asserting its commitment to transparency and regulatory compliance. In a strong-worded statement, First Digital Trust did not mince words. The company believes that Justin Sun's comments are part of a deliberate attempt to mislead the public and damage their credibility. They emphasized that FDUSD is fully backed and operates under strict regulatory frameworks. While the exact nature of Sun's allegations hasn't been detailed publicly, the response from First Digital indicates a serious breakdown in relations between the two parties. The crypto community has been watching closely as tensions escalate between the stablecoin issuer and high profile. So my question would be, which criminal justice department has authority to go after Justin Sun here? It's you would think that it's criminal what he's doing. He's essentially extorting these companies because he's using his influence to publicly try to damage the company in hopes that the company will negotiate with him and pay him to stop, right? That's something the mafia would do, right? For starters. Secondly, he's trying to manipulate the market with his influence online to damage companies, enter the SEC, right? So I wonder how many laws, I guess is what I'm saying. I wonder how many laws he's breaking here. Right? It's interesting. So, legal action on the table. First Digital has indicated that it is exploring legal options. The company is currently considering former legal. I think they should. And they should use what happened with Onyx Coin XCN just like 2 months ago. They can bring that up in court and say, look what he's doing. He has a history of doing this, right? So it's not a one-off where he can deny it in court. He's now developing a pattern of doing this, right? Which is pretty damning in a courtroom. So yeah, Justin Sun being a greaseball as usual. All right, what else do we have? U.S. tariffs on the EU and Japan prompt market shifts. Mr. T announces new tariffs targeting imports from the EU and Japan, with rates of 20% and 24% respectively. This strategic move aims to bolster protectionist trade policies. The immediate changes have resulted in significant impacts to the financial markets, leading to a decline in the U.S. tech sector and trade-related industries. Investors' apprehension is evident in the cryptocurrency market as capitalization dropped significantly. This has signaled potential counter-responses, exacerbating trade tensions between the U.S., EU, and Japan. Again, could be a little bit of dump action tomorrow as we see retaliation, right? Isaac, little concerned about dumb money. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, me too. I'm getting to that point too. I'm gonna fire him a message tonight and see if he's okay. We haven't seen him in like 2 weeks now. So yeah. Mr. T announced target imports of the year. Okay, I talked about that. Immediate changes, including significant financial market impacts, where U.S. tech sectors and trade relation industries faced declines. Cryptocurrency capitalizations dropped, representing investor apprehension. The tariffs are expected to worsen the US, EU, and Japan trade relationships, urging counter responses. Did you know during Mr. T's previous presidency, tariffs on steel and aluminum caused similar trade tensions, affecting both traditional and digital asset markets? Bitcoin, according to CoinMarketCap, trade. I'm not going to go into what it is right now, the price of Bitcoin. The CoinCo research team suggests potential economic reciprocations from escalating trade tensions between these two economies. So we are likely going to see announcements of, counter tariffs or whatever you're going to call it from Japan and the EU probably tomorrow, guys. So be prepared. We could see more downside tomorrow if that's the case, right? I'm going to hold on to a lot of my dry powder tonight, guys, and I'm going to take advantage of that just in case we do see that dump tomorrow. So I'll be ready. I will be ready. All right, guys, I will be live over on the Patreon in about 20-25 minutes. Get over there, guys. If you want to continue the conversation, we will be talking a lot more candidly over there. Less censorship on our lives over there as well. It's a group video call so everyone can see and hear each other. It's a fantastic time. So come on over, join the group Zoom call, guys. We will be live in about 20 minutes, like I said. Also, book your one-on-one coaching calls with me personally over there, guys. Spots book up fast. I'm booking up April right now, so get in, get your spot booked. We can help you reorganize your portfolio, get you pointed in the right direction. If you don't know when you're going to be selling, how to be selling and stuff, guys, nothing's more frustrating than setting sell orders and them not filling because you don't know how to identify where liquidity is in the market. If you don't know how to do that, then your sell orders are not going to fill and you're going to be left holding your coins and you're going to be frustrated. Incorporated. Yeah, great song. But anyway, so get over to the Patreon, guys. Book your one-on-one coaching calls with me. They're absolutely free over there. So get over there, get them booked in. And yeah, click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I will see you guys on the Patreon live in about 20 minutes. Peace.